Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
Oh no, did you? Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, anyhow. Whew! I'm trying to give instructions in the back here, make sure that everything's working. Hopefully have audio, because if anything's going to happen on the audio tonight, it's going to be to me.
It's still turned on.
And tonight, we're paying tribute to a newfound friend on Facebook, another fellow fly tire fisherman. He's a hell of a nice guy. He's got a crooked smile, but I think that's a characteristic found only by Phil Rowley.
Hey,
Yes, Phil Rowley.
Phil Rowley.
Buddy, you've done lots for this. The fly tying game, the sport.
Community.
Anyhow, I was online because Zach and myself were going crazy about Carey specials. I was doing my homework and I was like, man, I was doing a little trolling on Phil's Facebook page, of course, because he's got a lot of nice patterns on there, and I'm sure he's checked out my website 2 or 3 times. At least I hope he has.
Oh, for sure.
I know all those big leaguers hang out on my website. Anyhow, and I was going through there, and I'm like, man, that looks like a really sexy Carey special imitation. And he put a FNF twist on it by adding UV materials.
That's right.
Because he was in actually, what was the name of that website? It was, I put it in the description.
Oh, did you?
But I can't remember what the hell it was. Mad Dogs or no? It wasn't Mad Dogs. Oh, another Frankenfly. He was on Frankenfly because he was at Spirit River, in their warehouse, similar to what we were doing at Superfly, and they were making them throw some new UV2 fly tie material in it, and it inspired me to join the good guy side and throw one in with my own twist, with the Superfly twist. So anyhow, this is a Dragonfly Nymph. Might as well get going here.
Right.
I think I've said enough about Phil Rowley for one night.
Let's get down to this beast.
Can you see it already here?
Oh yeah, man.
All right, buddy. Let's get at her.
Look pretty.
Let's get at her.
It's
So
the
we're
same on all sides. Don't need to roll.
Yeah, you don't need to roll that sucker. Anyhow, so we got a size 6 nymph hook. I believe that was Daiichi nymph hook, size 6. I would tie it even bigger myself because the Dragonfly nymphs around our area are absolutely massive.
Monsters.
And I found that the big boys, they seem to eat off the big boy menu, not the kids menu. So all I'm doing here is just putting a little bit of a base down on this hook. You notice that? When you put your fly or your scissors away,
Yeah.
you put the end back on there.
You're welcome.
Alright? Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
You do that because it protects the tips, keeps them nice and sharp. So, anyhow, there's only a couple materials in here. One of them is guinea fowl in a burnt orange. This stuff is dead sexy. So anyhow, instead of throwing all this nice stuff down on the bottom, Mr. Phil Rowley and myself like to use it. And it's nice and short, and with a Dragonfly Nymph, you don't have a big bushy tail. So, this nice short stuff actually makes a good tail. So we're going to get rid of that, file her up a little bit, try and match the tips up, and then I'm going to get rid of the stem off the back end. At that point, we're going to tie her in. And it's a nice little short tail, and it's got a nice, when it's wet, man, it's locked down, and it's got a nice little flow to it. At this point, I'm going to go back up to the front, and with the rest of that, we're going to peel that guy back, and you're just going to get into the bottom end of that feather, where it's nice and lanky, and you're going to just cut a little bit of that away. Take the feather, and when you wrap it, you want it to cup. So this is going to cup and lay onto the fly. I hope I wasn't.
Go with the contrast.
You want to go with the contrast. So at this point, we're going to lay this up on top, lock it down. Keep her up on top. Okay, so that guy, the guinea fowl, is locked down. Halfway back, I'm going to make a dubbin loop. Like so. I'm going to work this guy back. All the way to the back. And then take your bobbin all the way back up to the front. Right up to here. Okay, at that point I'm going to throw in my dubbin loop tool. Lay it over the back. And we're going to our dubbing material. So, the dubbing material that I'm using tonight is from Superfly.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't tell, this shirt's a little bit tight on me.
Can't tell it
Here
here.
goes.
We're too close.
Short on breath here. It's because the old shirt's a little on the tight side. It said 3XL, but it's like maybe 3XL ladies. And that would be one huge chick.
It's because you're so huge.
It's huge. So anyhow, we've got this brand new olive bronze dubbin. And with the burnt orange and that little bit of bronze, you'll see it ties it together really nice.
Magic.
So we're going to take that dubbin loop. We're going to bring her back down here. Try to get all these twists out of it. And we're going to take a bit of this dubbin out of the box. You don't need to go too crazy with it. And I'm going to try and knock it out of the park here with pretty well one strand of this dubbin. Which I might be a little bit on the thin side here, but we'll see here. It's pretty close. Might need just a little bit more here.
More at the front.
A little bit more at the front, and what I'll do it at the back. And then push it forward. So the big trick with dubbin loops is to keep the stuff in the loop. You want to keep a fair amount of tension on the loop itself. And you'll find that'll make things a whole lot easier.
Keeps it from spinning.
You got her. Keeps it from spinning and keeps it from you losing it. So at that point, we're going to spin it. Spin her up good and tight until it starts getting really nice and tight. I don't know if you can you see that with me?
Oh yeah.
Like money.
It's starting to look real good.
The dubbin loop is the trick. That dubbin trick. The loop is the trick. Okay, at this point, I'm going to try my best not to get an earthquake. Earthquake. There it was. We got it right the third time. Oh, we did get an
Oh,
earthquake.
there it is.
Yeah, when that thing's tight to the
You hit it
vise
on
and
the
I've got
third
a
turn.
big dubbin loop, I was getting comfortable there. So we're just wrapping it up, making it look real pretty. I'm not 100% sure which dubbin Mr. Phil Rowley was using, but I don't think it was as nice as this stuff. Nothing personal, Phil.
That box of dubbin you're using, is that one of the assorted packs?
No, that's still one of my own.
It's still one of ours.
That's one of my own, yeah. So at this point, you want to leave yourself a little bit of room so you've got room to finish that head off. That last fly that I tied there, I was crowding the hook a little bit. So, here we go. Let's cut that dubbin loop off. Lock her down. You got lots of nice room here. So at this point, before you throw... Actually, you know what? I'm going to just go with it here. I need my hackle plier. And this thing's about to look like a Carey special here real quick. It's going to look more like Carey Underwood than a Carey special. It's going to look damn good. And what I'm going to do is roll this over to the front. And you want to try your best to keep that thing laying the right way. So the first couple trips, you'll find you just want to get it to lay right. You can give her a little bit of motivational speaking here. You've seen how that just all of a sudden brought her back. Some of these flies like a little bit of motivational speaking, and you don't need to.
Come back for more, right?
You got her.
Yeah.
And it's just not being too friendly, this fly. So at this point, you don't really need to go too much more on it. I'm thinking just a couple wraps, similar to Mr. Phil Rowley's fly. He just used a couple. Sometimes less is more when it comes to flies.
Yeah, it makes it just a little buggier.
A little bit buggier. And at that point, I'm going to cut that big fat stem out of the way. Just like so. I'm going to peel this guy back, and I'm going to build a nice little head here. So at that point, we're going to build a nice little head. I left a little too much on that stem. Can you see that on the...
I can just see it on the back side there.
All right, there we go.
I can
So
tell
now we're going to build a nice little contour on the head. Build it up nice and pretty. You want that thing to lay nice and pretty. Man, you know what? I like this better. So always save your best for live television, folks. Always save your best for live television. So I'm going to put a little bit more of a UV twist on this fly here. There's another.
I think I know what you're doing.
There's another really good product out there. If you guys like UV and you like using head cement to build your head up, there's a new product out by Loon Outdoors. Just give me half a second because I didn't have it out. Yeah, where the hell?
Right on top.
Oh, okay. So there's a UV light around here somewhere.
Yep.
Okay. So from a distance, as the song goes, we're gonna hit this. Can you see that? From a distance.
Yeah, it just glows white.
Yeah, that's how hot it is, man. Yeah. This stuff is like volcanic ash. It's that hot. So we're gonna give this a little bit of a shake.
Don't throw it on the floor.
Yeah, no. It's funny you say that because myself and Zach Copeland of Bass Pro Tawasin, the very first bottle that we picked up, both of us, was black. The very first bottle we shook was black. The very first black bottle we shook hit the floor and blew up all over the place, both in Cabela's in Vancouver.
In Cabela's?
Of all places, yeah. Yeah, it was a bad seed. So, anyhow, we've got this little bit of UV. I hope it's coming on both sides here.
Yeah, now you got it.
Okay, so at that point, grab your bodkin, which is up on top deck here. Upper deck. There's the bodkin. And before it dries, you want to make sure you clean up that eyelet. Yeah, just like so. Sometimes I'll have just a Q-tip or two. This one's holding on to it for some reason. A little bit better than it should be.
Looks like on the zoomed up, there's just a little piece of dub in there. That's probably what's grabbing it.
Yeah, well, whichever. I can clean that up afterward.
That doesn't even really matter.
So, at this point, we're pretty well done. But I haven't used... I've got everything spread out all over the place here. Do you know where my Velcro strip is?
No. That I have not seen. You got a Velcro strip there, Ethan?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, Scotty's...
We'll get the man of...
Scotty's grabbing in my Velcro strip here. Be half a second. There it is. He's got one. He's got a broken one.
Spare.
It's a halfer. So anyhow, at that
Tiny
point...
fly one.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same...
You have to use it at the towards your fingers. The top is more...
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see how that one's working. Bingo. How's that look on the camera there?
Out. Bugging out.
So, UV.
Yep.
You can see how that fly looks under the UV light.
Same with the guinea.
Yeah, it's hot, man. It's hot. Anyhow, we've got a great show to finish up this evening. Let's go back up top there, Scotty.
We're there.
Anyhow, thanks for watching the show this evening. I was a little bit all over the place here. We had two other guys in front of me, and my stuff was all over the counter because everyone was using it. Anyhow, Phil Rowley, thanks for adding me on Facebook. I hope you enjoy the show because I know you're going to watch it. And when you do, leave a little bit of feedback in the bottom. Let me know how I could have improved on this fly, okay, buddy? Because there's always room for improvement, even from one pro to another. Enjoy the rest of the night. Zach is up, and I'm not sure if Scott's got another show for us tonight, but
Zachy boy's turn.
Zach is up. Enjoy the rest of the night, guys. Thank you for watching.